Hello there, Girl Greatness. I am Lori Pelzer, CEO of Girl Go Be Great Lifestyle Success Company and Girl Go Be Great Tech. I get excited every time I say that word tech. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I just can't. I mess up the words every time. I love to sing. Because I am a motivational speaker, singing is definitely in the preview. Okay? Listen, we're here. We're finally here together. It's been a long journey. It's like getting that proposal to get married. You got it 5 years ago. Now you might need to check that these days, but you got it 5 years ago and you've been getting ready and you've been getting ready. And then the big day comes and you're in the church, you're walking down the aisle or wherever you chose to get married, by water, in the church, on a horse, in Egypt. Hey, whatever you want, you can have. That's how I feel right now. I feel like I'm at the day, I'm ready, I'm about to say I do. All of the bells and whistles are going off. People are ready to give the big gifts and about to hit their honeymoon where all of the fun really is. I'm 29 years in my marriage, so I know all about and I remember the honeymoon phase. It's where all of the talking happens, it's where all of the love stuff happens, the food, the no budget, no worries, no conversation about nothing of substantial, I think, meaning. It's just aloof. You are just floating. You're in air. The universe is all yours. That's how I feel right now. The universe has truly answered a burning question. How do we solve the problem of Black women entrepreneurs? Profitability. There's so many articles. There's so many studies about us being underserved, underbanked, underrepresented, underfunded, basically. And there's been so many answers. Do better branding, do better marketing, hire your coach. Now, I'm an award-winning business coach. I am 26 years in the game. I've built 3 businesses from the ground up. And I understand what it takes. I understand the hits. I understand the blows. I understand the good times they roll into when they roll in. Don't think it's all doom and gloom. Entrepreneurship is hard, but it can be easy or more simple when you get the right keys. And when those keys open the right locks and you walk in the door and sit down in that space where you had the right key, the lock is picked, it's open, and the room is yours. Like you can do this thing now. You understand what you're doing. That's how entrepreneurship works. The more understanding. This whole tech conversation. The world is having a tech conversation. So I promised that I was coming to the altar to marry this conversation with you. So you can not only understand what I'm over here doing in the world, but you can actually get involved. Tech is just, I think, a phenomenon, actually. It's been with us so long. I go back and think about my time in the real estate industry. So I started out in the U.S. Army because I was a teen mom and I was looking for the next place for me. I was suicidal during that period. It's a very dark period in my life. I've had a few of those, but that one being the most remembered one, where I really felt it would be better if me and my children were not here. And I had 2 babies before I was 18. I graduated a mother of with 2 babies, and everyone was going to college and going for the dream. And I wanted to be a lawyer. Can't you tell? I was going to be a dynamite lawyer. I'm still a lawyer though. I advocate for my clients all the time. I advocate for your greatness. Your business is very important. It is the way that you live, the way that you leave legacy. And it's important to have an advocate, not just a coach, someone teach you strategies, tips, and tricks. It's about really advocating for your success, to see you on the other side of greatness. So my grandmother interrupted something that would have changed the trajectory of everything I know. Maybe I lived, maybe I didn't. But I thought I would be better not here. All the pain was just rushing to my brain. All the pain was sitting inside of my belly. And all of my friends were going off to do the thing that young people get excited about, either going into the world in some form of fashion, or going to college or military, or just, traveling abroad. I didn't have the chance to do any of those things. My life looked like welfare, food stamps, and Similac milk. And all I knew was I was in pain. But there was an interruption. And in that interruption, it changed the trajectory of my life. I then was able to go into that military and support my children and come out greater. And then I became an OR scrub nurse. I worked in the OR and I was phenomenal at it. It was like eye-hand coordination. So a lot of entrepreneurism was about eye-hand coordination, except you use a lot of other skills. So I'm going to be talking to you about why now, why me, why global, why tech. And you'll get to learn so much about the way that I've put this entire thing together in this one moment. This is worth you getting your chai tea latte from Starbucks. Shout out to Starbucks. That's my favorite tea. Or getting your bubble tea. I don't know if you liked that one or not. My granddaughter liked that. I don't like that one. Or your famous chamomile if it's nighttime. Or maybe you want just a little glass of red wine or Moscato or Prosecco, whatever your choice. A little sake too. Sit with me. Because this particular conversation is not one of those reels where you just kind of like turn it on 30 seconds and it's gone. This is a sit down in. And it's my hope that it answers so many of your burning questions so that you can then make some moves. I'm here and I appeared in this moment for you to be encouraged, empowered, inspired, educated, get that knowledge that you've been wanting, and then to make some type of next action, whatever that looks like for you. So I got out of the military, right? And I remember like nursing was great and I was able to make money and I was able to support my children. And then this thing happened. I got proposed to, but it didn't last 5 years. It was 90 days. And I got married in 91 days. Seems like the 90th day. It really was true. It's a true story. Married now 29 years. And when you think of that, you think of, whoa, whew, I experienced something like this thrust. The same feeling I'm feeling right now is why I used the connection marriage and getting married and going on a honeymoon. It's when everything seems possible. For those of you who are not married, then I want you to think of a moment in your life where that might be childbirth, where that might be getting your degree, your master's, or that PhD. Now, I know that PhD gives you a thrust. It may be when your parents, celebrated some incredible milestone, but it has to make you feel like a thrust. Or maybe it's that moment where you just know you've awakened and you feel new in it. And it feels so palatable that nothing could tell you it's not real, right? You know it. You know it's real. Or you see your kindergartner graduate and you just bust out crying. Like you know that they're about to go to the first grade. Or they're leaving the 5th grade or the 8th grade, or they're leaving high school and you know what they took you through. Whatever it feels, whatever those feelings are, it's thrusty. You could feel it. It's like, we're about to soar. That's what this moment feels like. The moment that I decided that I wanted to enter into the tech space as a Black woman-led company. I did not look for the typical route. I'm an innovator. I didn't look to go get 50 certifications. I'm a user of products. I didn't go to hire out this big consulting team that would tell me the cutting edge analytics here, the brand elevation there, the unlimited this, and that. I became a user first. I've been a user since the day that I stepped into my next career, which is real estate. Stay with me. Juicy stuff is coming. I did not understand then that I was sitting inside of tech world 101. So in the real estate industry, back when I started, 1995, my husband and I wanted to go in the real estate business. We bought our first house and we loved the process. I mean, we were junkies. We loved it. And we went to the seminars. We did all those things. Like we did 1, 2, 3, or 4. And everyone told us no because we had bad credit. His credit was better than mine. He still refused the fact his credit still was not so great, but mine was not great at all. But I had done more things than him. Okay, let's just be clear. So I was so excited when we finally met the guy, the mortgage broker that educated us, that got us to moving, that told us what exactly to do, what were the requirements, how we needed to save money, what credit rating we needed to have, and we went to town. We really did. We had family around us. My mom, we stayed with my mom for a while. We moved in with my grandmother. We did everything we needed to do. We saved. We did the thing. And you know what happened next? We closed on a home. We looked at some amazing homes. We got excited about the process. We're like, what kind of process is this? So we became homeowners at age 25. And that was our first home. And then something magical happened. You got to leave room for the magic. I tell all my clients, leave room for the magic. We would be in the kitchen. My husband was a chef by trade. He was a chef in the Marine. He was a chef, graduate from Johnson and Wales. He's been cooking since he was 7. His mama, grandmama, and them had him in the kitchen. That guy, and really can cook. He can burn for real. So I can remember being in the kitchen, he cooking, and I'm talking. He's talking, I'm cooking. We're together on this thing, right? And then the next thing you know, he said, we need to go in the real estate business. And I'm like, yes, let's do it. I had become a little tired of the nursing field, and my mother had gotten sick with lung cancer, and I needed to support her. And I worked night shift, right? There was things happening that I didn't understand at the time, but I was having an awakening. My next phase of life was asking me to pay attention to it. So I did. During my mother's journey, I then went to real estate school. And it was enormous. It was an enormous experience. My husband was still kind of like, what's going on over there with you? I already went to school and graduated. He was excited, of course, but he was still working his day job. Somebody got to work now because I'm not working right now. I'm getting ready to go into the real estate industry. So I entered the real estate industry, and I entered that space like I feel about tech. Boom! It was the biggest conversation going at the time. And I remember feeling like, oh my God, I'm here, that thrust feeling. And then it happened. I became a household name brand. My first 6 to 8 months in the business, I sold I made about $80,000 my first 6 to 8 months in the business. I didn't expect the money part. My husband liked the sales part. He joined me about a year or so later, by the way. We became a dynamic team. Then my brother joined me. We became a growing team, a family. And then we had real estate agents from all over starting to work in our firm. We were young, we were Black, and we were powerful, right? We really were supporting our market, people who needed homes. And that was the most incredible feeling, to watch people, to be a part of people gaining their piece of America, their piece of the American dream. Home ownership is where you build wealth, right? We educated, we had a lot of seminars, a lot of learning, a lot of teaching. And then one day I decided to expand my brand. And I said, listen, we got to expand. So we started doing billboards, TV, radio, bench ads. So you could be sitting at the bus stop, you could be sitting on my face or my team face. We did it all. But what I didn't know at the time was the radio, which was so powerful. I was on radio with one of the number one DJs, disc jockeys in South Carolina, and he was phenomenal, right? Curtis Wilson is his name. You can still look him up. He's still out there doing a crazy amount of stuff. And we would have the show, and after the show was over, we would My phone at the company I worked with at the time, license under, would just ring all day. Then the next day, all day. Then the next day, almost a month, people would be calling from that one show we did that month. Now you do the math on that. There were many people that couldn't purchase, but there were a whole lot that could. Our office was just ran over. I had to get new help, support, and all I could tell you is I didn't know at the time that was a tech tool. That radio, right, airwaves, the way that it works was a tech tool. I didn't know it. I didn't understand it. It was a tech tool. But one of the key things I did understand, it was a way to reach people more organically. But I didn't catch the tech part of it. You may be sitting inside of something right now in your moment that I'm speaking to you and having a. That's a tech tool. And you just haven't tapped it or used it. Tech is everywhere around us. Drop that. That's your first nugget. Tech is everywhere around us. Next nugget, tech has been with us forever. It's evolved. The tech industry is evolving now rapidly. Now we got AI. We shouldn't be afraid of it. Yes, there are problems. The same problems we've been dealing with for how long if you're a Black woman entrepreneur, if you're a Black woman in America, or a Black American, African American. Systemic racism, disparity, the idea of our underrepresentation, underfunding, the barriers between us and becoming profitable as a Black woman entrepreneur is real heavy. And so oftentimes we kind of play it down. We want to say more branding, more marketing, more coaching, more understanding. All of those are true. More systems. Systems are tech. So as a powerful Black woman-led company, powerful I mean in that we've helped a lot of women with solutions and knowledge and helping them adopt, right? Helping, even if you're looking, if you're your past client, we hopefully have helped you adopt a new way of seeing how you can become profitable. We realized something was missing. So hang tight. I'm going to go back to 1995, 96. Because in that moment, I was overwhelmed by tech. I didn't really know how to type. I didn't know how to really send an email with an attachment. I used my fax for everything. I wanted to use my fax for everything because it was simple. It felt easy. Contracts come in through fax. But then there was a shift. I want you to write that down, shift. There was an evolution happening. We were leaving the good old fax machine and now we were scanning. Oh, and everyone who didn't feel really awesome with tech or connected to tech didn't want to scan. Like, well, how do you do that? How do you put the paper on there and it copies and then you push it through? And Kinko's, shout out to Kinko's. Kinko's, I'm sure it's gone now. Kinko's was my go-to. I used to take things to Kinko's to get scanned in when all I had to do was buy me a new fax scanner type tech tool. And then it came, I couldn't do that anymore, but it became unaffordable. Look at that. Then another saucy thing happened. I was at a real estate conference because when you're top producing real estate, you got to stay out there learning. When you're top producing anything, you got to stay learning, right? Read the right amount of books, go to the right amount of conferences, because I got something for you. We are about to have the first Girl Go Be Great Tech Empowerment Conference. We got two sides to this equation, empowerment and tech. And then in the middle is entrepreneurship, the core of the conversation, swinging back and forth. I'm excited. I can't even take it. I can't take it. So it became unaffordable. So in that breath, I'm like, we got to do something. We can't just keep going to Kinko's. And then as I was sharing with you, I was at a real estate conference. And in the real estate conference, I'm in this room with this guy who's making multiples of millions. And he's telling us how he's doing it. He's using technology. He was a part of a program. I've taken Sweat Hogs. I've done all of these different programs, but I hadn't heard how the technology part was playing a part. How he was not out there door knocking. how he wasn't out there putting signs in the yard like that, right? Piddling for his time. He was maximizing his time by using the software, which was customer relationship marketing driven, called Top Producer. And I can remember, oh my God, Top Producer. What is all this? We bought it. I convinced my husband to buy it. It wasn't hard to convince him. He was all in. We bought the software. It took me just forever to just get involved with the software. The software was phenomenal. Then I took a class with another multi-million dollar producer, and he was using the software. And he was teaching us how to use it. But here's what happened. My brain didn't compute that this was a must. This wasn't just a want to. It was a must that we embrace this particular technology. This software would change the game of your business because it had where you could email your clients flyers instead of going to create them and someone designing them and then going to get them printed at Kinko's and then putting them in their box. Yes, you got to put them in their box and their driveway, but could you have cut out some of those steps? Could it have been more proficient? Could it have been more get you there easier, simpler? Yes. You got all these flyers that were created already, right? Done for you in the software. Plus, you had the opportunity to have emails that you could send to your prospects. Remember all those people that called me from the radio? I wasn't communicating with them, but through the hard way. Mail. I was mailing. That was the hard way. It was not just the hard way to type it, put it in the envelope, lick it, stamp it, money, time, energy, and people, more money. Who knew that I was already setting a precedent in my business? I was techless. I was non-techie. So the Top Producing software just kind of wiped, I just kind of wiped my boot with it. And I didn't do anything with it. I used it sparingly when I wanted to do flyers, but I didn't use the whole software. I'm giving myself some compassion right now because this has been the story of my tech beginning. And then it was the final straw. My brother, I would ask him, because of his tech skills, do this email for me. He would do it once in a while. But he got to the point, no. And my husband, Melvin, still today struggles with tech. But he uses his phone to go everywhere in the world. But the email, my secretary, she could do it. That's what we used to call them, secretaries, not virtual assistants. Everyone was in the office. Yes. Tech has now changed the game. Tech is and has become the number one profitability tool that you'll ever need. Then you can learn marketing and branding and marketing, how to brand your company, market your company, and customer relations, support your clients. Yes, that's at the top. But for sure, tech is the new thing. No, it's the thing. It's been the thing, if you've heard anything I've said. So I know you're like, Lori, where are you going with this? And you've been here with me for a minute now, right? Well, like 20-something minutes. So I'm about to take you somewhere. Like, get ready for this next part. Because this is where it gets really exciting for me. In 2008, 2009, I lost all. I woke up one morning, the real estate crash of '08 was actually happening in '07. I was looking at my desk one day as the broker in charge. We had this big new building we renovated. We had then cornered the market. We were needing to expand. So we started expanding in the mortgage business. We started expanding here and there. But what if we just had tech? What if we just did more tech stuff? We hired a young man and he was trying to help us just really expand technology. And I remember so well the moments, because I've been really replaying those moments as I've been in this moment. Black women, entrepreneurs, we struggle with tech. Now, I'm not talking about you engineering women who are listening to me right now, right? You data analysts, you ones are in IT, you got the Scrum certifications. I'm not talking to you. You work with Meta, you work with, Google. You've been to a zillion classes and you get it. This is your thing. You are on it. I celebrate you. We need you. We need you to come tell us that it's okay. It's safe over here. Even though tech spaces have said we don't belong, we do belong. We've been end users forever. We are serious about our apps. We are serious about going online to check out the schedule for school, what's going on. We're serious about being able to communicate with our business coach, easily and more in flow. We're serious about our doctor office, dentist, our GYN, everybody getting on this tech game so we can have more ease and flow in what we do. My dog is going to the vet and the vet has a new company, right? And I'm excited about this vet, so I'm not gonna shout him out yet till I see and know what's going on. But everything has been done technology through the use of technology, and it is a piece of powerful technology with an AI driven piece in it, because it transcribes our conversation. It didn't have to pick up the phone unless you really wanted to. And then when I did pick up the phone just to kind of see, it was incredible. It matched the use of the technology. The digital gap between us and the power of profitability is wide. So we got to bring this gap in. That's what happened. That's what I did. When the pandemic hit, and I'm going to come back to '08 in a moment. When the pandemic hit, women of color struggled. Women of color struggled so that you would not have known they were even on the planet. For every 1 to 3 women that were thriving, there were 1 to 300 just trying to survive. Most left their dreams and their passions of entrepreneurism, whether that was making the best cake and pies or whether that was sewing the best material for the next this or that, whatever it was, we were gone. The stats say we were gone, but then there were those thriving, and they did something different. They put a few elements in their company. One needs to be a social element. This is, and we have a social element in the new Girl Go Be Great. We've always had that, but there is solid. We're working toward bridging that gap, that systemic thing that has happened to us, where we've been underrepresented, underfunded, for sure. We're doing good. We want to work with a group of women. We want to empower 1,000 Black women in the event that I'm hosting, that's coming up June 22nd to 23rd. Haven't talked about that yet because I wanted you to really feel the heartbeat of where this has come from, right? And so when I think about the journey myself, '08, I woke up to a crash. And the crash was Wall Street. And they stole our retirement. They stole our livelihoods. My husband and I were heavily invested in real estate. And the stories that you've heard are not the real stories. Oh, people bought houses they couldn't afford. That did happen. But people were given opportunity to buy houses they couldn't afford. Because you give a person opportunity to get something they've never had, a dream, there's no price on that. They'll say yes. I remember being on a show in WIS TV in Columbia, South Carolina, and I remember saying that very thing. So don't blame the people. Blame the game. The game was Wall Street. And all I can tell you today, people still sharing that story. It's the wrong narrative. But go look at some of the narratives that are out there now, right? There are movies that have been made about it. And those are the real depictions of what happened on Wall Street. Everyone got bailed out except the people on the bottom who were paying their mortgages, who were hoodwinked. The people like me and my husband and the people like us, the people that sold this product, and you sold us on the American Dream. Technology, I just said this in a conference in London, would have shifted me would have saved me from homelessness and hungriness and hurling around for what was next for me. It would have saved my life. You say, Lori, how could technology have done that? Because I would have had an opportunity to do something that I was so used to doing organically that I would have been able to use some tools to get me back out there and put me in a posture that would have not prevented the crash. No, would have positioned me to get back up a little faster. It was a long journey. There were some things I had to do to get back up, but there was something very powerful. It's the reason this event is called Rise and Thrive. I had to rise up from ashes, literally homeless after 33 million in selling house. What? Kids in college, both freshman and sophomore. I'm scared most of the time. I don't sleep very well. My husband has heart failure. My dog is going through. Come on. I'm renting. Nothing wrong with renting, but I'm forced to rent. I'm begging. I'm at the food bank. I can't pay my light bill. I was even in the dark for 9 days. My husband had gone dark. He'd gone blank. There just wasn't any help around. But God. I'm a God believer. I'm a God lover. Universal, spiritual universal is all about that. And God is. And so for me, I knew that there was this next elevation company coming, and it was business coaching. Like, go teach women what I was doing in the world. So I made it through that, right? Very sparingly. Oh, I almost didn't. I had to get on Prozac because my brain was just on fire. And then one day, I started getting this opening. I was in prayer. I was going to this women Bible study with an incredible woman who taught women how to believe God and take the word of God and apply it to our lives. And I mean basic understanding with a thrust, because she had a thrust. Her name was Marsha Bailey. Is Marsha Bailey. She's still doing that work. Technology was not in my spirit at the time, but it was always present with me. So right in this moment, you might be like, Lori, what does this got to do with me? What it has to do with you if you're a Black woman entrepreneur is that you might think this is something new, but this is something old. This is something repurposeful. You can repurpose. I just made that word up. You can repurpose it. It's been with you. All I've done is decide to put it in front of you. Because when the pandemic hit, and I shared with you how many women were surviving and those who were trying to rise up past the idea of what was really going on in the pandemic, how they lost all their organic business, I then recognized it full throttle. Wow. Black women entrepreneurs are struggling to do a Zoom session, struggling to know how to speak. You were keynote speakers, and then one day you were without a voice. You were left speechless. You didn't have a business. And you were scared. I pivoted, not saying I wasn't scared with you. I was. Shaking in my boots over there like, what are we going to do? Where's the next client? Like, who's going to buy in this current time? And it's always in the worst times. There's so much money that can be made, but I needed to focus on the people, not just the money. The government, U.S. government, did give us some type of small bailout. And if those of you had your business done properly, you were able to capitalize on that, which again, if you had your business done properly, set up properly, you were able to capitalize on that. This is another reason I'm voting for Biden. So when this video goes viral, I'm voting for Biden. I understand Biden has not been the know all be all, but he has been a part of a process that kept us, so many of us, not only eating, but a part of our family fibers were able to stay together because there was some money movement as a Black woman entrepreneur. Now, they're not necessarily talking to us as Black women entrepreneurs as much as they should be, but it's just so many social economic issues on the, I think the plate right now. There's racial issues on the plate, inequalities on the plate. We're talking global market crashes because of war. Markets will crash or soar. So there's a lot going on. But there are some tried and true things that technology will do for you. It will restructure you, it will refocus you, and it will reposition your profitability. Okay? You want to take that down as a note? You might need to listen to that again. I knew that the pandemic was the telltale sign. So many Black women entrepreneurs just left. Speakers left. No conferences, no nothing. I hosted in the pandemic, Girl, It's Your Life 5-day virtual conference. I did not give in or give up. So I have the receipts that technology works, and I worked it. And we were successful. We brought women into the opportunity. I opened my stage up each and every time. And then there was this other magical thing that happened. We were able to support women where she started feeling great, that she could get her business coaching virtually through Zoom. I was leading those sessions. And lastly, I know it works because my profitability not only got back to normal, but it started to increase again. I did my first TED Talk because the power of technology. I was able to do a TED Talk that I've been wanting to do for years because of the power of technology. I was keynoting conferences who then these women began to get, hey, let me get with it. Let me try this thing using power tools, tech tools like StreamYard and Restream and Zoom and all the other ones that were messing up. Because I can remember StreamYard, for one, would get hot, overheated. Your computer would get overheated. Facebook Lives, they got real popping. Then I remember seeing one of my trusted, if I need a word, Yana Van Zant. She was killing it, like bringing it to life. I'm going to say killing it. Bringing it to life. She stayed there for a year, giving us content. Then we saw YouTube soar. And I didn't do so great on my YouTube because I was focused in some other mediums, but we're getting ready to revamp that YouTube. I didn't do so great in some areas because you just can't do everything. You got to figure out what tech tool really is going to be your right solution. There is then this powerful thing that starts to happen with your community once you figure out what tech tools. So what I basically did, I realized that why now? We're in the biggest technological advancements ever. When you talk AI and just dribble it on down. You got all kinds of tools. Google Meet, I missed that Google Meet thing. I meet my team that's in Africa by Google Meet. Google Meet works better than Zoom. I meet clients from the UK to Canada to Africa to, of course, throughout the US using either Zoom or Google Meet. Some people use Cisco, WebEx. That's corporate companies use that particular tool because it's more flexible for them and they can afford it. Black women entrepreneurs, we gotta use tech tools that we can afford, that don't overwhelm us, that we can learn. But there's so many things to learn. I've taken accelerators since the pandemic, at least 3 or 4 coaching programs myself, that all we do is use the power of technology to reach each other. Slack. So what did I do? I basically took what was already here, repurposed it, and all I'm doing is helping you find out which solution you need to integrate and leverage. You're like, Lori, could you say that early in the video? Nope, because this wasn't a sales video. This was a get to know what's really going on over here. Why now? Because the current technological state of Black women entrepreneurs is lagging, because the markets are aligning with my mission and my vision, and that is to help Black women entrepreneurs increase her profitability, get out of that mud, get your profits up, use the solutions that are right in front of you, that have been a part of what you need. Why now? Black women entrepreneurs can come out of this. without begging for just a $5,000 loan or waiting on just a grant. Nothing wrong with grants, but you have the power to create your own destiny, your own fulfillment. And your fulfillment may not, $5,000 may not be enough. When if you create the right funnel, sales funnel, automation, customer relation marketing system, all tech tool related. Put your products on the right platform, whether that's Shopify or your own platform. Use a system that's all in one to not only communicate with your clients, communicate with your new prospects, but using all the tools to drive them to a sale. I use Katra. I'm an affiliate, so you'll have an opportunity when you come to the conference to get you on, get you on, and get you in through working with me. I've done ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels didn't work very well with me because I did not really grab hold of the community as a Black woman entrepreneur. They just did not say yes to me, right? And so I need to be in a space where there is less tech overwhelm, less tech dysphoria and tech fear. And I want to pass that along to you. Why me? Because of my unique skills. I'm an all around powerful woman entrepreneur. I am not just one sided. I'm agile, I'm flexible, and I'm powerful in my innovative me, right? And so this thing is very easy for me to do, but this wasn't easy. This one wasn't easy because it had to make sense. Make it make sense. My daughter always say she's a left brainer. She's the operations manager, Jessica Washington. Shout out to her because we couldn't do what we do. We couldn't run these events. We couldn't keep this stuff together. And me and her have had incredible amounts of getting to know each other, and we're still in the getting to know each other phase each time we go to build something new. The value of what I bring to this conversation is going to be seen years to come. You're like, Lori, you bragging? Nope. I'm very, very confident in what I came to do. Part of being a Black woman entrepreneur, Black woman led company, you got to become confident. This conversation is not an easy one because most people want to navigate to, are you Google certified? You don't have to be Google certified. You need to have certain skills that we translate that are transferable into what you are going to use tech tools to do. Now, you do need to be taught how to use them. Most Black women entrepreneurs are not using Slack or not using some of these tools that you could be using. I've been using a tool called Basecamp for many years. My clients all get their own portal. Isn't that cool? They love it. They love it. Right now, we are asking for speakers. We're inviting certain speakers. If you are a speaker and you didn't get an invitation, it might be because I don't know of your work. So if you're interested in becoming a speaker on the empowerment side for the girl, right? Go Be Great Tech, presenting Rise and Thrive, Empowerment Tech Con, June 22nd and 23rd, streaming live off the stage, beautiful tech stage in Toronto, Canada, to Africa, UK, USA, and of course Canada. I want you to click a link, right? That's going to be in here. I might not put it in here, but if you click a link that's going to be in my bio, then we're going to be adding that link. So it may be in this one too. But nonetheless, there's a link for you to click so you can get over to the information page and get you a spot. This is an investor speaker opportunity. What that means is you invest to speak. We have 10 spaces available. Why, Lori? Why invest? Because there is no opportunity without you saying yes, without you knowing what it is that you want. You get to choose the stage. You get to say yes. You don't have to wait for the phone to ring. You don't have to wait. Technology has given you the opportunity to say yes to go global. You want to go global, you don't have to worry or wait. You don't have to wait or worry that your name be passed around from someone, that you get a hookup, someone hooks you up with someone else. That could take a lifetime or could never happen. So your goal is to get started now. Global, why global? Why did I choose a global mission? I chose global because unique timing. If you look at what's happening in the world today, the world, not just your local economy or internationally, I'm talking global. We, as Black women entrepreneurs, there's a gap. We're not being empowered globally to integrate and leverage tech solutions. We need empowerment and we need tech solutions. That's why this is called Rise and Thrive Empowerment Tech Con. We need appropriate solutions, ones that we can afford, ones that we can understand. Like I said again, ones that bridge the gap, that don't cause us tech overwhelm, tech dysphoria, and definitely tech fear. That tech dysphoria is a whole idea, a whole conversation in itself. We're going to have tech gurus with us. Now, they're not going to be just blowing your mind, talking over your head. These are people I've invited in on the tech side of the conference to guide us in understanding, to let us know that this is possible. I'm going to be doing a lot of teaching on the tech solutions because my team has paid tech teams. We paid a launch company 30 $38,000, and that was in the like 2 years ago. That was in about a 2 year period that we did that to help reintegrate and leverage our company, podcasts, and all of that. Now we're back at it again. We're getting ready to drop new podcast episodes, but it was those tech tools, those project management tools that we learned even more about. Connecting your calendar that is all automated. I mean, you could literally do so much. I mean, we're still over here grinding it out, so ain't no perfect Girl Go Be Great company. We got so many more videos we got to do, so many more tech tools that we want to use. And there is quite a bit. I think I got about 4 more we want to integrate. The moment is right for expansion globally. And I know that because I've been traveling globally. As I close, I want you to hear this. I've been to Africa, Canada, Turkey, and the UK, all within a period of 6 months. I've taken 7 vaccines. Oh my goodness. Uh, I've had some sleepless nights because my body has just been completely, turned upside down. I've had new visas stamped. Now that was awesome. I've met incredible people. I've had new conversations. I've learned new language. I've learned new ways of thinking. I've met venture capitalists, women, Black women. I've met women who were a child soldier. I've met a woman who came from Romania who was scrubbing floors kind of thing, kind of with the boots on. This she went into like another type of plant work. She came here cleaning homes over in the UK. And then she now today runs a thriving coaching company. The power of technology has connected me to these women. So the same challenges we have, whether they're local, you're speaking in your local mind, like, Lord, this is too big for me. Well, that may not be your time. This may not be your time. But if you know that there's more for you, you've been wanting more, your perspective and your experience say you can handle it, we'll take care of you. We got everything set up over here. We're going to launch the registration page for the general market to get their seat. We're reaching for 1,000 attendees, and we've done numbers. So we are excited that this digital opportunity, which is hybrid, because we're going to be live off the stage and digital going into homes all across these 4 incredible countries, right? Going across the continent changes the game for you. You get certified as a global speaker. I am certifying you. That's my new certification. I've taken global leadership courses with some of the best people in the industry. I have done the work, right? And all I could tell you in closing is that we are strategically holding the space for you. We're going to close out this opportunity for speakers in the next couple of days because we got to keep moving. The event is the end of June. Now, this video, I believe, is going to rapidly evolve conversations because I've said some things here, but I want to say something even more. My last couple points. I have rised over some insurmountable odds. From teen pregnancy poverty to losing my money in '08, to coming past shame and guilt and understanding more about who I am in the world, to facing off with the fact that banks don't want to give money. I've done the loan shark loans, I've done the title loans on my cars, I've done it all, right? Then other than steal. I've even begged before, like, can you please give me this? But what I know for sure is no one's coming to save us. As Black women entrepreneurs, don't believe the hype. Doesn't matter how many studies you read, how many accelerators you go in. I've done many accelerators. And at the end of the accelerator, only one accelerator gave me money, which was $20,000. And when they took their fee out, it was $19,000. And is that enough money to scale your impact? I would say no. But it was the gesture, it was the belief in me that the CEO had. But there were so many diverse Black women entrepreneurs in the program that should have got $100,000 for their work they've already done. I know one off the top of my head. I won't put her name out there right now because I hadn't gotten her permission to do that. But she's been close to the Shark Tank type thing, right? Shark Tank, you know what I mean? Come on. I'm just going to say that. Come on. I stopped watching Shark Tank many years ago. I used to love the Donnie Dortch, The Big Idea. That's where my jam is. The big idea. This is my big idea. No one is going to come save you. No one is going to pay you. You will have to pay yourself this time. Your profitability can't matter more than anyone else think it matters. It has to matter if you're going to be in business. You got to figure this thing out. I'm here to help you because I'm personally invested. I don't know if, the next step is going to be a failing step, because failing is an option too. I don't know if the next step going to take me and soar me. It ain't about me. It's about us. I did this for us. This is my next chapter. This is my final chapter, actually. Because after this, I am going to do something else, baby girl. Girl greatness, I'm going to do something else. One of the things I'm going to do, I'm writing my first book. I'm finishing it up. AI is helping to finish it up. Hopefully, I might get an editor to kind of make sure it's really jam-packed right. And we're going to publish it. I'm going on tour next year. But I am a business coach at heart. I'm going to coach women to profit. The next 3 years, I'm going to help 1,000 women be one. And if you want to be a part of this new event and you want to be a part of going global, clicking a button and going global. That's what I'm saying. Clicking a button, the website will open, which is a sales page, actually, a technology thing, right? You don't need a full website in order to create an event anymore. And it's going to be grand. The type of conversations, the type of people that's going to be connected, the global experience. Women cross continents and borders, all is coming together with one common goal, and that's advancing in our businesses, advancing in our ideas. So don't let I got to invest scare you if you want to be a speaker. Then that means you're really not ready or you don't understand it. And if you don't understand it, reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. The bottom line is we want to bridge this gap. We want to stop being underserved, underrepresented, underbanked, yada, yada, yada. Right now, there's a organization that we all love, the Field is Fun, under attack. DEI is under attack. So if all of this is under attack and it will be eradicated, then you going in the night silent? What are you planning to do? You can't just go away silent. Not this time. We need you. You may be a school teacher with the right answer because you've been growing your after school program and you've been doing it great. Now you need technology to take it where it can go. I know so many Black women entrepreneurs, and I know that you can be a part of this next crucial step to take us from underfunded to profitable through the power of tech solutions. The integration and the leveraging of tech solutions changes the game. So let me help you change the game. Let's cross a border together. Let's cross a continent together. You don't have to get on a plane to go. I already did that. But you definitely need to definitely get on the plane and go. I got many more places to go though. And not just for fun, for the power of the work I'm called to do. Digital solutions is the key. Digital is the idea of what's next for you. And the social proof and the credibility that Girl Go Be Great has and Girl Go Be Great Tech will have. We're creating a new space, a new kind of tech space for Black women entrepreneurs. Remember, I'm not an engineer. I'm not a data scientist or data engineer or I don't know Scrum. I don't have to know any of those, but I have a brain, a keen brain to learn how to use tech solutions, and they make all the difference. Girl Greatness, it's been my pleasure. This is an unprecedented opportunity for you to get in. If you're in Canada and you want to come in the room when we open up registration, if you get your VIP pass, you get to come in the room. The all access pass is free for everyone just to hit a button and join us anywhere around the world. But if you want to come in the room and you're in Canada, that's a VIP spot. We're going to be streaming live. And I can't wait for those powerful 2 days. We do a kickoff party the night before on the 21st, so you can come over to Canada if you're a speaker and join us. If not, no worries. We're going to click a button and bring you on into the conversation. This is the game. This is the game changer for me. Whoa, and global. There's no other time than this time. Why not global? Why not a global mission? I've done all the other stuff. And why not me? I'm uniquely positioned. I am the messenger of this message that I stamp. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the other side, Girl Greatness. Meeting your market needs. And soon you'll see our new website open at girlgobegreat.com with digital solutions and strategies and all this good stuff to help you not only get profitable, but scale your impact. We're excited about that. All right. That's coming, right? And in the meantime, you'll be able to click a button, right, and learn more about the speaker opportunity. We're closing out in a couple of days. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. And girl, you go be great. It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure talking with you, letting you get to know me and more about what I'm up to in the world as a techpreneur and a Black woman-led company. I'm excited for you too, just like I know you're excited for me. God bless you, girl. Take care, and I'll see you on the other side.